what would you say if I said that I could bring them back?
I guess I'd say I never thought of that.
Well, alright, hold tight, you might want to stand back, because one small John is coming intact.
St. John forward, spitting out some more words, fully intact, jacked, ready to rap and attack. Small John on your lawn, living like a gnome, hit you with my lyrics like a bullet to your dome.
Tonight when he comes up here, he's either gonna kill or he's gonna suck. But there's no in between for Mr. John Forward.
Oh, well, I didn't know any of that.
Well, that's what I've been trying to say the whole time.
Welcome to St. John Forward Radio. It's Monday night, 9 o'clock, so that means that it's time for this thing to happen, I guess. We've got some drama going on, and I'm happy to why am I happy to report? I'm not happy that it's happening, but anyway, we've got the scoop here on St. John Forward Radio, because I've read Facebook posts, so I've got all of the information. So just to get right into it, we just some backstory. We had a Yuk Yuks in St. John for about a year and a half, and you know it was a nice thing having a professional comedy club with shows going on every week. But lots of drama around that I've talked about a lot on the radio. You can fiddle with the knobs over there if the volume isn't working correctly on your headphones, unnamed guest. But anyway, it is too bad. Kind of the Yuk Yuks started off on a bad foot. It kept the legacy of another monthly show that used to happen in KV. Lots vengeful, ban-happy people in charge. And anyway, I don't need to get into my sordid history with the whole thing. You can listen to the back episodes. But basically, I wasn't even allowed to do an unpaid 5-minute guest spot for the first year, and that was eventually reversed with a little help from another comic. And I did end up getting to perform a handful of times over the last 6 months that it was open. But it started to fall apart a bit. Lots of Thursday shows canceled for lack of ticket sales. I think they canceled Thursdays just as a rule for most of the summer. They towards the end of it, they had to downgrade the comedian condo that the touring people would stay in. They had to downgrade that to save money. And then in October last year, they closed it all of a sudden. Not a whole lot of information, just yep, we're done. One article on the internet, no interviews. I was supposed to perform on the Thursday night of that last weekend. That they canceled it, I assume because they didn't sell any tickets, but I didn't ask for details. There wasn't any to be had. But you know, we assumed that, you know, the lack of sales and in all likelihood probably just not profitable. It was a super fancy spot, one of those historical properties. It was $4,000 a month rent. I don't remember where I heard that from. I'm assuming that's true. I don't remember what my source is, but we're going to go with that. And that's a lot of money for a place that's open like a dozen hours a week on average. And then shut her down. That was it. We still have Chuckles, but that's a once a month thing with the occasional one-offs. But as far as the all of you John Forward fans out there, you only get to see me there like once or maybe twice a year. So that wasn't enough for St. John Forward, St. John Fix. I don't know. Coughing into the microphone. But after it closed, I spoke to a guy who used to own the Moncton Yuk Yuks, and he was talking a big game about buying it out and starting it up again. I believe he told me that he could manage $2,000 a month, and that ended up being half of what it required. I never did speak to him again after that first time. But then some guy from Thunder Bay who owns a club called Cricket started talking about opening up a St. John location. Was supposed to open in January this year. He was, I don't remember if he asked or if I just sent it like an unsolicited dick pic, but I sent him some comedy videos of myself. He seemed to enjoy it. I think he said, "You've got some twisted stuff." Like, yeah, man, I'm super twisted. And anyway, I spoke to him on the phone for like an hour back in December. I was trying to feel him out, get a foot in the door maybe. And he seemed a little nutty, but seemed on board as far as developing new comics and kind of it seemed like it would be a big change from the Yuk Yuks thing to embrace the local scene instead of antagonizing it. One red flag of that hour, he did spend like 15 to 20 minutes of it talking about how much he wanted to punch another comedian that I'd mentioned when he asked who was a draw. He wanted to punch them in the face, and not just literally. Talked about having like a money offer and a ring set up. It was insane. But anyway, he didn't say who was going to be running it. I assumed it would be him. He didn't say what the venue was. Things were still in motion. He was a little gun shy, and I've asked around. This guy's got a bit of a reputation, and I've asked a few headliners and some other people that have worked with him, and I was told he's kind of a good enough guy when he's on your side, but he's got lots of beefs and grudges, so be careful. And an anonymous source sent a link around to everybody in the comedy scene about this guy getting charged with like dozens and dozens and dozens of counts of fraud. Something the internet said he scammed a bunch of people out of money with some kind of scheme to do with like discount motorcycles, ATVs, and skidoos. Not comedy related, but speaks to the person. And then it was finally announced that the new Crickets was going to be in the old Yuk Yuks venue, which was a surprise because that seemed to be the thing that killed it. And it was going to be managed by the same guy, which could also have been a thing that killed it before. We don't really know. But between the venue and management, I don't know what's left. It didn't seem like a winning combo. But anyway, so that's not how I would have played it, but that's why I'm not doing it. But I started to think maybe that was the plan all along. Like this all of a sudden shut down of the Yuk Yuks. Maybe this was just a way to kind of get out from under the boot of the franchise. The Yuk Yuks organization probably wasn't happy about it, and I think there's some sort of loophole that the old Yuk Yuks guy would only technically be the manager instead of the owner. But anyway, that seems like it was going to be a problem. Not my problem though. But Crickets was supposed to open in January, and then delay, no updates, nobody knew what was going on, offering spots to people before it even opened. And at the beginning of March, the Thunder Bay guy said he finally got his business license, and he was pissed that it took so long, and hope to open in 2 weeks, as long as the liquor license and entertainment license don't take too long. And then not much happened. He started talking about a comedy contest. There was at least one private event going on. And then he asked for submissions for this contest, which was less than a week before the actual show would have taken place, with no advertising. I only know of one person who actually got an answer back that they got into the contest. I sent a message to Thunder Bay guy just to hey, I didn't hear anything, so I guess I'm not in. And he's like, no, you can be on it, but it might be next week because we don't have our liquor license yet. But it had to happen before the 20th because that's when the Thunder Bay finals were. But no lineup announced, no event on Facebook, no updates. And then all of a sudden, the former Yuk Yuks guy posted on Facebook that the club wouldn't be opening. Creative differences, lack of communication from Ontario, which this all tracks. But then the crazy part, last week, Crickets guy from Thunder Bay starts posting all over Facebook that the Yuk Yuks guy misappropriated funds for the club's permits, ran up the company credit cards, some sort of break and enter fraud. If you dig deep into the comments, he even says that there's security camera footage to back this up, and that the police are involved in everything. And this just seems like a crazy thing, and I don't really know what to believe. I don't know. It sounds insane, but it's a pretty bold claim to make if it's not true. I don't really know what he would steal if he broke into the club, like some chairs and the popcorn machine, maybe. Well, wait. We've got a phone call. Hang on. Hello? Oh, wrong button. Hello?
Oh, wait. Hello there. Hello there.
Hello? Who's this?
This is someone with some secret information.
Turn off your radio in the background. We can hear the echo.
It's not on. This is oh, wait. Is that better?
Yeah. Well, yeah. What's up?
I have some secret information.
What? About what? About crickets?
Yeah. That's what you were talking. That's what you were talking about, wasn't it?
Yeah. What's your secret information?
Okay. Well, I have 3 or 4 clues for you to think about.
Okay.
First clue: who was the comic that the crickets owner wanted to punch out?
I wasn't gonna say anything, but
yeah, well, you're gonna have to.
It was Darren Frost.
Yeah. Wait till you hear all the questions before you figure it out.
Okay.
Who was the comic that helped get my your Yuk Yuks band listed?
Who helped me with what I was allowed to do? That was also Darren Frost. Helped me get back to doing guest spots.
Stop guessing until all the questions are out, please. You're ruining this. It's supposed to be my big moment. Who was the headliner at last week's Yuk Yuks? If you answer all these questions 3, you will know who he be.
The headliner that last weekend was also Darren Frost. This is some crazy.
It was supposed to be a big moment where you figured it all out. It was good. That would have been way cooler, but you just had to keep ruining it by guessing the answers. All right?
Well, that is a pretty weird coincidence. I don't really understand how this has to do with the club not opening and all the delays and everything. Can you? So yeah, does this have something to do with me? Is this some sort of long-term plan to keep me off of that stage or something?
I wish to remain anonymous.
Oh, well, we lost our caller who had some interesting tidbits. I don't know what to think about that. That adds a whole new wrinkle. Is Darren Frost involved somehow? I don't know. But Matt Keenan, my guest, do you know the Darren Frost link?
Yeah, I have. Probably not.
What have you heard in Toronto?
About Darren Frost? Or just...
about any of it? I don't know.
I've heard various things.
All right, well, maybe we can get into that in a bit. I need a few minutes to let this all sink in. If anybody else has any hot tips, you can call. I didn't even give out the phone number. It's 648-5925. I don't know how this person even. This is crazy. Let's play some Guar, the one that will not be named, on St. John Forward Radio, and we'll be back.
Cross, creviced, chasms, vast and endless plains of unshaven ass. Our time in hell draws to the last. We call upon the master of the pit. Have you got a toilet? I throw you out. Overrated, overlord. Root of all evil and hatred and shame. So many victims, so many names, but they are all the same. Irashkagil, Sharon, Halal Ben Sahar, Lucifer, Satan, we know who you are. He is the one who will not be named. He is the one who will not be blamed for nothing. The realm of the sun we have left far behind, and damned in the darkness we've groped with the blind. Cannot remember time. We summon the Lord of Hell, so come forth now. I have your smell. Cologne, cheap shit, and lots of it. He is the one who will not be named. He is the one who will not be blamed. He is the one that is turning the screws. The Lord of the Underworld. Let's give the devil his due. Welcome, Quad, to my domain. It's nice to be called on by so many names. What's this I hear about you kicking my ass?
We're back on St. John Forward Radio here with the Toronto Kid, Matt Keenan.
The Toronto Kid.
Is that what they call you out there?
Yeah, that's what they call me, right?
Yeah.
They're like, you're just another Toronto Kid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you're in town, I guess. Well, what are you doing here? And why I don't know. Well, I'm looking for the phrase that's something about like what's your pleasure, but like that doesn't make any sense. That's what I was going for. Anyway, what brings you to town is the simple way to say it.
Shows and family and friends, you know.
Yeah, you were at Chuckles all weekend opening for Mike Dambra.
Yeah.
I was there for the clothing drive that was wildly unsuccessful.
Yeah, you had a lot of extra room on those trucks.
Yeah. Oh well, we created some awareness for the diabetes and all of those flyers that people grudgingly took on day 2.
I know, I saw a few people that were like, "What is this?"
Well, yes, they're clearly illiterate. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, it was a good set of shows. Jason Guptill also making his Chuckles debut, filling in for a surprise Mark Harnett never showed up.
Yeah.
Weather issues in Newfoundland, but you know he he cancels a lot of things.
It happens often.
Yeah. So yeah, I caught your set on Friday. I was I swapped back out the truck to go get my car so that I could just go home afterwards on Saturday. But how'd you do on Saturday?
I thought I did better on Friday.
Yeah.
Saturday, I felt like I don't know. I felt like I don't know what it was. I feel like I did okay at the beginning, and then I just had a joke that wasn't getting anything, and I felt like that just kind of dug me a hole, and then I spent the next like 5 minutes trying to dig myself out of it. But then I ended
that's
strong.
happened to me. Yeah, just when if they don't like the first thing that they don't like, I don't know if it's maybe you have the same thing. I just like when you say and you're expecting it to do well and it doesn't. I don't know if I get thrown off or if the crowd kind of turns against you for a little while. I don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that they necessarily, but it was just like I felt like the first couple jokes did well.
Yeah.
And then I did another joke that just didn't. They just weren't into.
Right.
And it was just like very flat.
Was it something dark? Because
No.
Last time I was there, I was doing well. Like Chuckles seems good with dirty, but as soon as you say something dark, then they're like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like I was doing my teacher material and I made a joke about like you can't call home anymore, or you can't hit the kids anymore, but I made a few calls home that resulted in mysterious bruises the next day. And they were just like silence, like what? Child abuse isn't funny, John.
No, I didn't even say anything dark. I just I was talking about Airbnb.
Yeah.
And I hadn't. It's an I guess older joke, probably about a year old now, but I don't tell it often. And I was like, I could probably fit it in here, do for a couple extra minutes, just nothing. And then, but then a few jokes after that, I wasn't really getting anything, and I was like, I don't know what's going on. And then eventually they started to come back, and then I feel like I ended just as strong. But
yeah, I shot myself in the foot. Like as soon as I came out on the Saturday, I had it in my head that this is going to be a killer like opening thing, because Shane was very excited about their new sign that they've got above the stage, where it's just like a print of their Facebook cover photo type thing with the lights. And I made a joke about Shane being super excited about his new sign, which is just a picture of a better sign. And yeah, did not get anything, and I was like, oh. And it kind of threw me off for the first couple of minutes. Whenever I said it to, like, I tested it out on a couple of comedians beforehand. I was like, I'm going to say this, and they all laughed, and you just laughed, but not the audience. I know.
Sometimes it's hard to run jokes by other comics because we don't always. It
was too clever, I think, was the problem.
Yeah, the audience had no idea what you were talking about. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well. But yeah, it's always fun. It's have you seen Dambra before? This is his fifth time, I think.
Yeah, I think this is his fourth, maybe.
Yeah.
I think because it was his ninth standing ovation.
He didn't get one on Saturday.
Yeah, it was like a half.
But even on Friday, it was still a great show and everybody enjoyed it. But Friday, the standing ovations seemed a little forced. Like, they're advertising it as Standing O King, Mike Dambra. And it's just, the show ended like normal. And then a few people stood up and everybody kind of looked around and like, I guess we're doing this. And they all stood up. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I hadn't seen him before. I had planned to go see him last year when he was here, and then I was booked.
Yeah. What'd you think? Were you dazzled?
Yeah, I would have preferred. I would like that more, like a Hell's Basement kind of show where it's more intimate.
Yeah,
because there's I love crowd work, but sitting at the back of the room, you don't get to see everyone that he's.
Yeah, and he doesn't do. Yeah, I was at the back too, and he usually, like, when I listen to like nerdy comedy podcasts, when they talk about like how to do crowd work, like one of the things you're supposed to do is kind of repeat back what the person says, so that because most of the people can't hear it, and he doesn't do that. It didn't matter; he still did great.
Yeah.
Seeing him 2 nights in a row, like, it was a mostly completely different show both times. I think he did Hell's Basement on Thursday.
Yeah, he did Hell's Basement Thursday. I think that would have been a good show. And I don't know, when was the last time you were at Hell's Basement?
Was beginning of March.
Okay, so you've been there since they changed the...
Yeah, it was on the
stage?
side stage.
Yeah. So I like that kind of layout, especially, and I think with crowd work too, there you can see everyone at that point.
Yeah, I did. I'm not sure how I don't know. It was different. I like that because it's kind of... I was kind of bummed out when that's how O'Leary's used to be when we were in the upstairs room, just kind of wide and narrow. But it kind of necessitates you kind of doing like the windshield wiper, kind of looking left, and right.
Yeah, that's almost the same with how Yuk Yuks was set up too.
Yeah,
but it's I mean, I don't care too much how it's, but there's something, I guess, from an audience perspective, when I'm watching a show, I think it's cooler knowing that I'm only 5 rows back, as opposed to 20 kind of thing.
Yeah, well, like even I was in the lower bowl for Seinfeld, but like he was still just a tiny thing in the distance, and like I just kept drifting off to the big screen on the side. You can't really tell like facial expressions from like 100 feet away.
I did that at we went to New York to see Chappelle.
Yeah,
it was the same thing. I was like, I just feel like I'm watching it on Netflix at this point because I can't see anything that he's actually doing.
Yeah, but with the last time I was there, it was probably definitely the best of the 3 or 4 times I've done Hell's Basement. Might have been the best set that I've ever had. I don't know if it was the layout of the room or what.
No, not necessarily. I just think that layout is good for crowd work. So like, for Dambra, where you could literally see everybody and everyone can kind of feel like they're part of the...
Gives you more options, just instead of just one row of faces to look at. You can kind of see more people. So yeah, that's good. I did really enjoy the show. I feel like I don't think I enjoyed it as much as I had previously, just because it's different every time, but it does have like a bit of a formula to it. It's, you get into patterns, and if there's something that this person says this stupid thing, and this is the kind of stock response, so it loses its mystique a little bit after that, and he kind of goes to I was surprised he actually, every time that I've seen him, he calls it pickle, where he does
that's what I heard, and then he didn't
he didn't do it on Friday. He did a bit on Saturday, where he does his mentally challenged man voice, and does the thing with his hands where he puts like his finger like under his under his armpit. He leaned on that. He did that on Saturday as much as he usually did. I think he threw it out like for like one line on Friday night, and then just never came back to it, which is probably I think the Friday night was the better show. And It might have been because when things are going well and more organically, I guess there's less need to kind of fall back into the formula of it.
Yeah, for sure.
But definitely impressive, and I really think it was just me, because everybody there seemed to enjoy it, and especially people that had never seen it before were just as blown away as I remember being the first couple of times that I've seen it. So.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it was, as someone watching it for the first time, I still thought it was really cool just to remember, like, the people that you're going back to. Because I feel like I would just be like, I don't remember which one of those people I talked to.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's probably like 5 or 6 people that he just bounces between throughout the set. And, for somebody, I've attempted the odd crowd work here and there, and I'm lucky if I can sustain that for like 5 minutes, let alone an hour, or however long he did. So it's pretty impressive that way. And he does have a few bits that he went into, but I would say like aside from the stock kind of response to this type of, like, he's got his like drunk woman material, and he's got his douchebag guy material, there's probably only like 15 minutes of like actual material that was in there, so it was pretty impressive that he can maintain that pace and do as well as he did throughout. There wasn't really any lulls.
No, it was, I think, consistent the whole way through.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're at the 9:30 mark. Do you want to tell us about the song that you picked for this evening?
Yeah, let's do it. It's a song that's just been on my playlist, but it's Jamie Como and the Crooked Teeth. They're a St. John band.
Do you know anybody in the band? I noticed that was local. They're on Spotify.
Yeah. So Drake, he plays drums in the band. I went to high school with him.
Drake Tobias?
No.
Okay.
Definitely, I would not be playing the song if it was Drake Tobias. And then other than that, I don't know anyone else in the band.
Are you sure you don't want to play Drake singing "I Got a Feeling" from a high school variety show instead?
That is tempting.
No, we'll play Jamie Como and the Crooked Teeth. Have you gone to see these?
Yeah,
these
I saw them
before?
do an acoustic show at the Five and Dime.
Yeah.
Last year. That was the first time I saw them, and then this was the first song they released on the old Spotify. So.
Yeah, I've the name sounds familiar, at least the Crooked Teeth part, but I've not actually heard the band. I didn't even skim the track, so I'm hearing it for the first time with the rest of you on St. John Forward Radio. I don't know why. Does my voice sound different when I turn on the computer to you also?
It sounds echoey.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with that, but anyway, you're enduring my slightly boomier voice on St. John Forward Radio.
Of water, beautiful and elegant as a whole, oh, ripple after ripple surrounded his soul. And if only she could hold him, except he floats below the skies. All those hidden memories of him staring in those eyes. Oh no, she'd just rather stay by. Around for a long time. Under that penny tree is where you'll find me. Under that tall pine. Him as a burning fire scorching through the night, but she can't get too close to him. She's dangerously bright. She'd just rather stay by. And if only she could hold him, except he's hotter than the sun. She fears one day she'll lose him and he'll be back up on the run. Yeah. She just wants to be with you. For a long time. Under that penny tree is where you'll find me. Under that tall pine. To breathe the air and
is
107.3 local
Okay.
FM.
This is John Scove Nielsen, and you're listening to the St. John Forward Radio on 107.3 FM.
Close enough.
It's too much information.
I really need to make more of those instead of just playing like the same 4. I've had people record reads over the years on the radio, and I forget which episodes those are on. So I need to go back
listen
and
back to every episode.
Pull those out. So yeah, we just heard Jamie Como and the Crooked Teeth. I assume from the genre that they are probably playing at the Area 506 Festival.
Yeah, they are. I saw that.
Yeah, that kind of music I don't dislike, but I don't like it, I guess. And I'm disappointed every year they put out the list of like the 506, and I'm like, I have either not heard of or am completely indifferent to every single band on the list.
I think that, yeah, I don't know. I've never really looked at the full list of anyone, and I don't know half the bands that I do see on it, but
yeah, I haven't. I could probably look it up, and Brian Cleveland came on the show last year to judge me based on my knee-jerk reaction to say that there's nothing going on in the St. John music scene that I'm into. So yeah, if I dug into it, I'd probably find something that I would like. But it seems to lean very heavily on the kind of indie, kind of rockish, kind of like that, and I'm not super into that. I don't know. Seems I don't know. There's nothing about murdering anybody in it. Nobody is screaming.
It's not disappointing.
It's just there's just what is the point? But anyway, not to completely bash the popular zeitgeist of pop culture. I like things. Matt and we went to see Avengers Endgame last night. We're not going to get into any spoilers or anything, so don't worry. But I would say, and this isn't a spoiler, it's not story based, but I was surprised at the amount of full frontal male nudity. Were you expecting that?
not well. It's a Disney movie, so they're.
Yeah, I definitely wasn't expecting the first penis, but then there was another one.
It's too many. Not that it's too many, but I
mean,
would have.
One of the penises was CGI, but the other one was at least realistic CGI. I don't know if it was a CGI stunt penis, but
A CGI. That's the kind of work that I want to do. I mean, I'm not.
You want to get into the physics?
I'm not well endowed, but I want to be I guess a nude male stunt double. I just do the.
Just put those little tiny dots on your penis and just shake it around for a motion capture.
There was that weird. I don't even remember what it was. There was some weird movie I remember watching a few years ago, like I guess probably 10 years ago now, about this dude who wants to like lose his virginity, and he drives
40-year-old virgin.
No, it's not that one.
American Pie.
No, I don't remember what it's called now, but it's if you watch the unrated version, just every once in a while there's just a random naked dude that has nothing to do with the movie. Like it's like there's this white chubby dude running through like a cornfield, and then all of a sudden it just pans into a giant black dick running through the cornfield. I
don't think I saw that one, but a quick flash of penis in a movie always is good for a laugh. I don't know, it's a funny punchline.
It really is.
I never saw the movie, but I saw a clip of it from that Andy Samberg movie, Popstar, I think, where Judd Apatow just shows his penis in the window of like the limousine or something. That was part of. Did you see the? Somebody made a video kind of like tongue in cheek about how like Judd Apatow deserves to be canceled because he's all like social justice mouthing off these days about the evils of Louis C.K. talking about Parkland shooters. Somebody made a video that wasn't meant to be taken seriously, but just as an example of like if you dig far enough back into somebody's career, and they kind of went through a bunch of Judd Apatow problematic stuff and like homophobic jokes in his movies, and And there was that scene in Popstar where they're talking and they show like behind the scene clips where like the Lonely Island guys are just like, yeah, we never asked him to do that. He just insisted that he do it, and we were going to cast it, but he just kept sending us pictures of his penis and decided that it needed to be him. So
I didn't see that, but
yeah, somebody, I think it was in, I'm thinking Hustler or something on their website or something, but yeah, somebody wrote an article about the whole thing and cut together like a damning, like, this is the work of Judd Apatow and he needs to check his whatever. So anyway,
there's that what's that movie with the Workaholic guys? They did that
Game Over.
Yeah,
it's on my Netflix queue. I've never seen it.
Oh, there's a random male dick scene in that as well too. That's just unnecessary but funny because of the context, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's not like I don't know. I guess when I was a kid, my reaction would be like, "Ew, gross, a penis." But now I just think it's funny. I don't know.
I do. The top 10 male dicks in movies. That's an article.
That's probably a list. Let's Google that.
Yeah, Google it on the schools.
Well, yeah, just I can't think of any other movies, but top 10 male nudity. Let's just add the word comedy, maybe.
Yeah, I feel like that's probably the best bet. Otherwise, they're gonna question what we're doing.
Okay, at the sorted by popularity, we got an IMDb list. There's Under the Silver Lake from 2018. I've never heard of that movie. I don't know what
I
it
haven't
is.
either.
Movie 43 from 2013.
Oh, I remember that movie.
I have
trying
no
to remember
idea.
the nude scene.
Baywatch 2017.
There's a
I never
male
watched that.
genitalia in that
I
movie?
definitely watched Baywatch as a booby-starved young boy on TV, so I should definitely check that out.
Just for the male nudity.
Well, the male nudity, and it's probably got references to... That movie is probably made for people that were... teenage boys watching this stupid show for no good reason. Movie 43, a series of interconnected short films, follows a washed-up producer as he pitches insane storylines featuring some of the biggest stars in Hollywood. That doesn't really... It's an anthology movie.
I enjoyed that movie. It is very terrible reviews, but I enjoyed it. But I don't remember any
Deadpool? Well, I don't remember male nudity in Deadpool. Was there?
I don't remember actually seeing any, but I do. There was that one scene where he's... Which Deadpool? Was it 1 or 2?
1.
1?
It was very like, we're rated R, and probably, American Pie. I don't remember seeing a penis in there. Mamma Mia from... I never saw that one.
Are you sure that we're looking at male nudity? What do they consider
feature
male nudity?
film, comedy, male nudity, sorted by popularity, ascending.
What do they consider male nudity then?
Yeah, these might be just butts. I gotta add. I gotta add penis to the search. 14 best movies with male nudity. Let's see. Come on, Google. This is great radio. Oh, these aren't necessarily for comedic effect. Viggo Mortensen, Eastern Promises. I remember the steam room fight scene where he's naked.
I never watched that movie.
It's a good movie. Ben Affleck in Gone Girl. I think I saw that.
Yeah, I watched that movie, but I don't remember.
The blink and you miss it scene takes place while Ben Affleck is taking a shower. Anyway, Jason Segel, Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Yeah, that was a good one. I forgot about that one.
Mark Wahlberg in Boogie Nights. That was a stunt penis. Kevin Bacon in Wild Things. That one. Did you ever see Wild Things?
No, I didn't watch that.
That came out in 98. I was in either 10th or 11th grade, and I was pumped to go see a movie with like Nev Campbell and what's her face there, the other one, making out and having a sex scene in a pool. And I had heard that Kevin Bacon
just helicopters behind them.
Just no, he comes out of the shower, and I think I knew it was coming and averted my eyes so that I would miss it. And I've never seen the movie since then. I'm gonna have to go back and see Kevin's Bacon. Richard Gere in American Gigolo, never saw that one. Jude Law, Talented Mr. Ripley, never seen that one. Tom Hardy and Bronson, and a million other things, it says. Apparently Tom Hardy is rarely not nude in movies, is what it says. What else? Bruce Willis in The Color of Night, never saw that one. Michael Fassbender in Shame, never. I haven't seen a lot of these movies.
I assume Travis Boyce has seen that movie, because he references Michael Fassbender's huge cock in one of his jokes. So either that or he's just watching other videos.
Yeah. I never saw Brokeback Mountain, but apparently Heath Ledger's penis makes an appearance.
I watched that movie.
None of those are comedies. I need to put comedy back in. I replaced comedy with penis. Or wait, no, it's in there. It just didn't come up. Most popular, highest rated erection / male frontal nudity. Penis Parade, top 25 full frontal scenes in mainstream movies. 10 most shocking male nudity shots. Anyway. That's I think we've exhausted that.
I think
topic.
we've talked about
all right. Well, let's
a lot of male genitalia.
Let's play a quick PSA to cleanse the penis palate. And we'll be right back.
Ever thought of submitting your stories, poetry, photos, or art to a magazine? Distortion is a zine designed and edited by Local FM staff and members to best represent the Port City's arts community. Don't be shy. We want your submissions no matter how weird or wacky they are. If you'd like to submit, email distortion@localfm.ca with the subject line Distortion Submission plus a write-up about yourself and your works. If you have any questions, be sure to message us on Facebook or email Sean, SHAWN, @cfmh.ca. If you'd like to check out our first issue of Distortion, head over to distortion.localfm.ca and you'll be able to view it in a PDF format. Be sure to also tune in to our Facebook page and localfm.ca for any upcoming announcements about Distortion.
That's right. Check it out. I got issue 1 with my donation to the fund drive. There was an article about how Stephen King's It is problematic.
What?
I don't remember what the argument was. It was kind of foolish, but anyway, anybody that wants to submit something, I don't know what. I feel like I maybe should write something up about the comedy scene, but I don't know what to say. I'd just have to plagiarize monologues from the show. We could get into the Crickets Comedy Club Darren Frost conspiracy, maybe.
Yeah, we could talk about that. Yeah. I don't know what you want to talk.
No, I meant for Distortion.
Oh,
but if you have any insight, like you're by default St. John's most accomplished local comedian because you're the only one that got paid spots.
Oh, no, okay. I thought you were going to say because I moved away. But
well, also moving away.
But anybody can do that.
What's in the Yuk Yuks? If you were going to break in, what would you steal?
If I was going to break in, I'm trying to think of what they had.
And this is months after it had closed, so probably no cash on hand.
Yeah, there's definitely no cash.
And if he's already been allegedly running up credit cards and misappropriating funds, it wouldn't make any sense to go to an ATM with the company credit card and put it in a safe and then steal it out of the safe.
So yeah, that'd be stupid. Yeah, I don't know. It would be what? Chairs and the tables?
The tables would be hard to steal.
Like, I don't know. Did he back in with like a big U-Haul and just... Is that why you couldn't fit all those bags in the diabetes drugs?
Maybe.
Just a bunch of chairs, and you lent it. You lent it out to Yuk Yuks.
That could be. I might steal the rubber chicken handles on the bathroom door.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about those. Yeah, the popcorn machine is probably the best thing they have, though.
Yeah, no need to steal the sound system because it was garbage.
Yeah. I mean, unless you were going to use it for something else, because I think it was just
like if you were opening a new prison and you needed a good speaker for the yard to communicate to the inmates, like when lunch is.
Yeah, but I don't think that it was I don't think it was an actual, it wasn't designed for what it was being used for. I think it was more like your television kind of home theater type system.
Well, was it even that? Like,
they got it from
they got it from
Target or something like that, didn't they? Target.
I have no idea. The only the speakers that I remember seeing were like those like cone shaped metal ones that look like an old school like hallway.
Yeah, they had those, and then I think that they got their actual.
Yeah, maybe those ones were just to make it look rustic and hipstery, and they had real speakers kind of hidden away, less visible. I don't know. It always sounded... Did you ever notice any weirdness with the sound? Like, I don't do a whole lot of Foley and sound effects in my material, but whenever I try to kind of make a sound, it just didn't... Like, I tried to, like...
Yeah, I know.
Tap on the mic to make a knock, and
it
doesn't work. I tried to do, like, doing a bit about spanking a stripper, and I tried to do, like, a... Like to make the slapping noise, and it just did not pick up at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was weird.
I don't do a whole lot of that, so I never really...
Yeah, and like if I want to do any sighs or heavy breathing, it just never picked up.
Moan into the...
Yeah, and like if I want to make the ladies excited in the audience.
Yeah. The only thing I ever noticed was they had the second mic that you'd use to intro the MC.
Yeah.
And every time I would try and do it, it would cut out. Like I'd sit there and I'd tap it, like, all right, we're good. And then it's like, give it up for your fabulous and talented MC, and then nothing. It would cut out, and I'm like, ah.
Yeah, I don't like wireless mics. I always feel like there's just...
That's why I don't like when I did the last library show. They're like, oh, we have a wireless mic if you want to use it. I was like, no, I don't.
I don't. You hold on to the microphone by the cord, so you probably can't even hold a wireless mic.
I've used a wireless mic too, and I just hold it a little bit differently. But it's that
you just balance it in the palm of your hand.
Yeah, I'm worried about it cutting out.
Yeah, well,
because that happened to me.
They don't. I think as a battery saving measure, they aren't on the whole time. I think it seems like there's just a fraction of a second of a delay between like. When it picks up a sound and it's like, oh, something's happening and I've got to turn on now. And
I did 2 shows at the St. John Theater Company with Mullinger, and
we
had a mic. I opened the show and then brought him up, and he had a mic at the back to intro me. Mm-hmm. And then we did one show, and then we did the second show, and I went up, and the mic that we were using was completely dead. So I just had to casually talk to the audience with no mic as they gave me another mic.
That's always fun.
Yeah.
We don't have enough time to get into your Toronto adventures. We've only got 5 minutes left. So you're flying back out tomorrow.
Yeah, I fly back out tomorrow. So,
but you're coming back in a couple of weeks. Do you want to plug your show?
I'm doing that. It's a Dr. A.T. Leatherborough, the primary school in Hampton that I went to. I don't know what exactly it's for, but it's some fundraiser in regards to them, and the show's at the Hampton High School Theater. It was supposed to be this past Thursday, and then it got flooded. So they're flying me back in a week. Basically.
Well, you've got to spend an extra $500 on flights. I don't know, how much does it cost to fly to get a round trip to St. John and back?
Anywhere from $300 to $400, depending on when you book your flight.
Yeah,
you go through Porter. I go through Porter, so I fly from Billy Bishop Airport in Toronto to St. John, and
I tried to. Yeah, I don't know how to. Is that? I heard that there's like $100 flights to Montreal or something. Is that also Porter? Because like when I went to Montreal last summer, I tried to find like somebody told me that there was like $100 flight to Montreal, and I just could not find it.
I don't know. Sometimes if you just like look at like cheap flights,
and
just Google cheap flights, you might find some different ones. I've never seen anything that cheap, but it's one way. Like even one way, like a one-way flight, you can get it from anywhere from 100 to 150.
Yeah.
To from St. John or vice versa.
So you may have already said it. What's the date of the show?
May 9th.
Okay. Well, you can presumably still get tickets for that to see Matt Keenan. Is your podcast still going?
It's on a mini hiatus, but mostly just because I've been busy.
Was it called Still Not Dead?
Yeah, Still Not Dead. I did six episodes, and then I did a solo one that was just in the can, and I just forgot to release it, but probably for the best.
Yeah. All right. Well, I don't have a whole lot. This Friday, last week, we did our sort of memorial radio show for Martin Saulnier, who passed away. I'm not making a big thing about it, but our Uptown Comedy Deluxe this Friday on May 3rd, Martin was supposed to headline that. I don't think he's going to make it, though. And so we're going to donate all of the bit of money that we would normally get to go in my pocket and the other comics. We're going to donate that to. I saw in his obituary that there's some sort of bursary for a comedian in his name, so I'm going to figure out who to send that to. That's at O'Leary's at 10 o'clock on Friday, May 3rd in the upstairs room. We've got Sabrina Harnish is hosting it. Ghislain Cormier is coming down from Moncton. He's making his debut. Chris Hovey's on the show. Lindsay Barron's on the show, guy that I met when I was out in Newfoundland for work a year and a half ago. He's living in Halifax now. He's going to pop by, and I'm going to close it out with whatever time is left. And that's it. Matt Keenan, thank you for joining the show. I'll put your links and stuff in the comments.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Well, that's it. St. John Forward Radio.